Hello and welcome to Outside Views EU, the channel where we dive into the policies and initiatives shaping Europe's future. Today we're talking about an exciting development in citizen-driven policymaking. The European Commission's registration of a new European Citizens Initiative called House Europe – Power to Renovation. This initiative focuses on the reuse and transformation of buildings, a critical topic in the EU's push for sustainability and climate action. But what is this initiative all about? The organizers of House Europe are calling on the Commission to propose legislation that creates incentives for renovating and transforming existing buildings. And they have outlined three specific goals. First, they want tax reductions for renovation works and reused materials. Second, they are asking for fair rules to assess both the potential and the risks of existing buildings. And third, they propose creating new values for embedded CO2 in existing structures. And the focus here is clear: making better use of what we already have. In an era where sustainability is a top priority, the idea of reusing and transforming existing buildings aligns perfectly with the EU's green goals. But what does this registration actually mean? By registering this initiative, the European Commission has confirmed that it meets the formal conditions outlined in the European Citizens Initiative regulation. And this means the initiative is legally admissible, but it doesn't necessarily reflect the Commission's view or indicate any commitment to act yet. But let's take a step back and look at the European Citizens Initiative itself. Introduced with the Lisbon Treaty and launched in 2012, this tool gives citizens the power to influence the EU's agenda. If an initiative gathers at least 1 million signatures from citizens across at least 7 member states, the Commission is required to respond. And that response could include proposing new legislation, explaining why the request isn't feasible, or taking other forms of action. But now back to House Europe. The organizers have 6 months to start collecting signatures. Once they begin, they will have 1 year to gather the necessary support. If they reach the 1 million signature threshold, the Commission will need to evaluate their proposals and decide how to respond. But why does this matter? Because buildings play a massive role in the EU's climate and sustainability goals. The construction and operation of buildings account for around 40% of the EU's energy consumption and 36% of its greenhouse gas emissions. By focusing on renovation and reuse, this initiative could help cut emissions, reduce waste, and promote a circular economy. But let's take a little closer look at the proposals. Tax reductions for renovation works and reused materials could make sustainable practices more financially attractive for property owners and property developers. Fair rules for assessing existing buildings would ensure that decisions about renovation or demolition are based on accurate and transparent criteria. And assigning new values to embedded CO2 could highlight the environmental benefits of preserving and repurposing structures rather than building from scratch. And these ideas align with broader EU initiatives like the Green Deal and the Renovation Wave strategy, which aim to improve energy efficiency and reduce emissions across Europe. And they also tie into the EU's commitment to achieving climate neutrality by 2050. But the success of this initiative depends on public support. Reaching 1 million signatures is no small task, but it's also an incredible opportunity for citizens to shape the EU's policies. It's a reminder that in the EU, policymaking isn't just top-down, it can also be driven by the people. Of course there are challenges. Balancing ambitious goals with economic and practical realities won't be easy. And while the focus on renovation and reuse is promising, it will require significant collaboration between governments, businesses, and citizens. But what happens next? If the initiative gathers enough support, the Commission will be required to take a closer look at the proposals and decide whether to act, as I said. And this could lead to new legislation, but also further consultations or other steps to address the issues raised. What's clear is that the registration of House Europe is a step forward in the EU's journey towards sustainability and citizen engagement. It's a testament to the power of collective action and the role that individuals can play in shaping the future of Europe. But what do you think? Could this initiative pave the way for a more sustainable approach to building and renovation? And what other steps can the EU take to support its climate goals while empowering its citizens? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below the video, and don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell for more insights into Europe's policies and initiatives. Thank you for watching Outside Views EU, and I'll see you in the next video, one of those you find right here in the end screen.